We're here at the church with Doug, Tubular Bells.
With my tape there. I've got stuff like I recorded from the radio, so if you want to hear something I recorded back in 1983 or 4.
We have to find the place before we...
That's not it.
Oh God,
So
listen to this.
the quality. Yeah, I used to listen to all these metal shows and
record it.
So yeah.
So this is off the radio?
Yeah, this is all off the radio.
There you are. Oh yeah.
Cassettes I
So you
recorded
kept
back.
all of this stuff from back in the day?
So back from
Good on you.
whenever.
Amazing.
And it was funny, in high school, a friend of mine who wasn't into metal, he was into alternative stuff, but we used to do mixtapes. And these are the sort of mixtapes he would do for me.
And you do the artwork as well?
Yeah,
God.
he would do,
Whoa.
you know,
This is a guy with too much time on his hands.
yeah, this is what you do in high school.
So these are the lyrics to each
Yeah.
song on bits of old paper.
Yeah, so this is what you do when, you know, you
That's
don't feel like doing homework, but you feel like doing something else. But
Yep, nice.
But
That's such great history.
yeah,
So glad you have that still.
yeah, I'm so glad I have it too. You know, it's
cool.
like,
Really cool.
yeah.
And so is that the mini disc player above it?
Yeah, so this is mini disc, so if you want to, I mean, this is just a, you know, nothing too high end, but we can give it a listen. But what a format, right?
Perfectly fine. And what a difference between the cassette.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And all the blank mini discs I got. This is not dated, but oh, yes, it is. Look,
12th of the 7th, 88.
So that was Demon Night. That was a 3 PBS radio show.
Oh,
So you know,
there you
sounds like crap, but just listening to it, I still remember.
memories.
I still remember. You know, oh, I remember that song. I remember that.
memories.
And yeah, just love it. Like I said at the start, for me, music more than anything, I'd rather listen to a, you know, cassette or put on an LP. That brings back more memories for me than staring at a blank photo or something. It's just, it just, yeah,
Right in.
it resonates with me so
with
much more.
Same.
Yep. Any one of these, you pull out any one of these, and I'll tell you when I bought it, who I was with, where I bought it from, how much it, well, maybe how much it cost me.
I'm the same.
But yeah, that's the magic.
It is.
That is the magic, you know.
Totally agree. Well, I guess we should go through the equipment as well for the boys in StereoNet. So, Modrite Instruments LS100. So I know nothing about this. Tell me what that's about.
So this is a US designed preamp, built-in phono stage, fully tube.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so I'm a real advocate, particularly with power-hungry speakers, to go tube front end and solid state solid state amplification. The reason the cover's off because our very, very gracious StereoNet community.
Yep.
And that's the thing I really love, man, because, you know, you just get in touch. Has anyone got anything? And like a guy came over and he's got a box of all these old tubes for me to try. So
Isn't that awesome? Yeah.
you know,
what
here,
it's
Doug,
about.
take this, have a listen to it, see what you think.
So you're trying them out.
Yeah, all this sound treatment here. This room used to, when I had the JBLs, the 4435s,
Yes.
you might have seen, they were flanking the fireplace here.
Right.
All of this was over there.
Right.
And behind here, which you can't see, is an archway, a fairly deep archway. So I had all my vinyl stuck in there. A lot of it stuck in there, and a lot of it going across here.
Okay.
When these came along, I had massive bass issues. So
Right. Too much.
I just, moving things around. But again, guys were coming over, here, I got all this acoustic treatment. Knock yourself out. So behind the archway, it's completely filled. Yeah, so basically we've got the Modrite LS100 Pre phono.
Yeah.
The REGA P9, which I've had probably in the last 5-6 years, at least 7-8 turntables.
Right.
And I've gone back to this one because REGA was my first sort of semi-high-end turntable.
Okay.
And I've always loved it. And I've always wanted a P9. So when one came up for sale, I bought it.
Boom, you're in. So that's almost, well, how old would that be?
That would be 90s. That was their flagship back in the day.
Yeah.
But I love it.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
I absolutely love it. So anyway, I ended up with that one. I'm really happy with it.
Awesome.
It's got a Audio Technica Art 9 MC cartridge.
And you're loving that?
Which I really love. Yes, I do.
Metal to classical to Kate to... It'll play everything the same? Great.
Pretty much.
Yep.
I made the mistake, and a lot of us have, where you go down that slippery slope of just throwing more and more money, you know, to the point where I bought a cartridge that was $4,500 or something.
Right.
And it was the worst thing I ever had.
Really?
It wouldn't track.
Wow.
The inner groove distortion was just horrendous, no matter how much I adjusted it. Just wasn't happy with it.
Yeah.
Same with some of the shelters as well. A guy on the forum said, have you tried an Audio Technica? Like a cheap moving magnet, an OC9 I think it was.
Yep.
Bought that for like $300, $400, and it was just a thing of beauty. Yeah. So these are the Duntech Sovereigns.
Yep.
So these have quite a history behind them actually, because as it turns out, you know Don Vale. So yeah, Don Vale. There was an artist back in the day in Don Vale that had this huge studio. That, as rumor goes, John Denville, the designer, he delivered them to this guy, who had them until the day he passed.
Yep.
They went to a ABC presenter, the guy that used to do Play School. He had them, and then they ended up way up in East Gippsland for a period of time. And they went up for sale not so long ago, and these were my dream speakers.
Right.
So, yeah.
You've got them. I mean, they're not small.
No.
They take up a huge amount of space, but that's the sound you want to have.
Yeah. Yeah, it took 10 people to move these in. They're 178 kilo each.
Incredible.
These were the first iteration. There was 3 iterations of the Sovereign.
Okay.
These ones apparently have a steel inner subframe.
Right.
Yeah.
Remarkable.
These are the amps.
They're the amps.
Yeah.
Right. And they're monos?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. They're stereo amps that I've bridged.
Okay.
So this is a US brand actually. They're still around, but like all pro audio stuff, mainly Class D now.
Okay.
But these were the last generation of Class AB, and they're cheap, and the quality you get out of them. Like I landed these for about $300.
The pair?
For the pair.
Good God.
Yeah. So I've modified them extensively since then, but yeah, I haven't had anything that comes remotely near the price. So basically I went from Audio Research Ref 150s, which were silly money, to these, and I'm more happy with these. But again, it really comes down to what you listen to. A lot of people argue with me that you can't have these speakers in this room.
Well, you can.
They're too big. They're too big. You need to sit 4 meters back. Look where I am. These are giant headphones for me. But
yeah. No, that's it. And this is your listening room. This is your listening space. You don't do anything else. It's not like you're inviting guests in and eating. Or, So why not?
It's very much a personal thing for me.
Yeah.
Definitely the best sound I've had in this room.
Right.